Oh wow. My microphone was also lowered in volume for some reason. I must have completely leaned on the button at some point and just haven't noticed. Oops. Did I just... I'm morbidly curious if y'all just heard me say hey to all of you there, because I'm not sure whether or not I was muted or whether or not I'm gaslighting myself at this point. I don't know. No, no, like I think I double clicked the mute thing. Yeah, it's just like, listen, I haven't streamed in like, I don't know, a week, a few days, I don't know. I haven't streamed often this month, is what I'm saying. Is so it's just it's like playing an MMO that you haven't played in a while and then trying to remember your rotation. It's just not working, you know. But yeah, once again, just in case, hello everybody. Hey, McLeod. How do I do face from profile view? By doing face from profile view. Sounds like a stupid answer, but like it's like the only answer really. It's how I got to be able to do that is by taking a whole lot of photos and then working from that, also looking up through like construction tutorials and all that stuff. And like, after decades and decades of that, you kind of, it kind of becomes a sort of an instinct thing where you can just draw it. But even even still, I'd always recommend just, do get yourself some references, get yourself some structures, you know, lay down a good foundation and then work from that. Otherwise, you end up having to use and abuse a lot of liquify tool. But like if I was working on a piece of paper for this, like yeah, I would 100% just kind of sketch out a basic structure, something akin to a Loomis head or something like that. Hey Gary. Something you can totally. I'm not sure what you're asking. Yeah, sure thing. Listen, it's a good tool, but like honestly, I wish I was using it less. But it's kind of a consequences of a quick and dirty way in which I work. Like I'm like a very stark contrast to a lot of other artists that do very disciplined work, right? Where they will actually construct things, and their stuff tends to be better. I just make more of my stuff. Like at some point, you kind of have to pick a path, And my path was basically I'm gonna make a thing that looks good, never perfect, always kind of wobbly and sloppy, but it takes the story from point A to point B and finishes it, and that's kind of my priority. It's kind of I had to shave down some of the ego, some of the artistic ego of working on something that's gonna be perfect, and instead embrace flawed but finished. Which generally means that my workflow over time became more of this, where I just kind of, you know, I do a thing, I kind of freeform things, and then, just kind of, I fake it until I make it in that regard. Yeah, no matter how many years you spend on this stuff, like sooner or later, there's always that day. You crack open that piece of paper or digital file and you're like, yeah, no, I got this. I'm a professional, and you've produced just the world's worst potato. And it humbles you a bit. Like, oh, I'm still kind of shit sometimes. Cool. I don't know what it is, but there are days, when I'm just like, I start on something, I'm like, I think I know what I want. And then the end result is just one of those images that just kind of culminates in a sentence of, let's pretend that never happened. She's not pleased. I mean, Omega over here is just really up in her personal space right now. And she's very weird and very creepy. And also, just, due to the nature of who she really is, kind of terrifying. Exactly, no accounting for the mood. Funniest thing ever is like when you try to just force a picture. It's like, no, I'm a professional. I can do it anytime, every time, no worries. And then you start, and then it's like, oh, that looks like shit. Cool. That smile is hella creepy. At some point, she talks to Lelia like this. That's her neck. This is Hades standing and staring at the whole situation. But, first, she kind of elevates her neck above the crowd because she's looking for a certain person. That person's not there, and then continues the conversation like this. She's weird. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, she's very much got that Pennywise vibe. Now, she's not evil. She is, however, uh, how do I put this? I don't want to spoil who she is, so I'm trying to find a good way of describing her. She's necessary. Yeah, for me, it's more of a matter of that I don't really have a technically sleep schedule, more like random series of passing out. So I often find myself, awake and ready to work at weird hours of the day or night, or those few hours in between. Yeah, she's got a lot of vibes. She's gonna remind you of a lot of really creepy characters. When she extends her neck, she's kind of like Beetlejuice as well, which is something which is a joke that Lauren at some point makes. Because I remember when I give my character a thing, and one of Lauren's things is that she is a bit of a cinephile. She actually loves movies, and she's one of those people who will make references to them and quote them and all that stuff. So when she eventually encounters Omega here, she's gonna be like, "Who's Beetlejuice?" Hey, Tooth. Yeah, her whole shtick is basically that she's a very unstable Cupid because she's not naturally a Cupid. It's just something that she adopted, like some of the other old gods. She used to be something different. and that side of her keeps popping out. Hey, Nora. Oh yeah, yeah, she is she's peculiar. Well, I mean, you'll find out who she was when the chapter drops on Patreon or eventually in printed comic. Because this whole update is gonna be about a whole lot of big revelations. And this book is going to close off the first third of the fine print story. How to correctly pronounce my name? You don't. You never pronounce my name correctly. Where's the fun in that? Come on. The fact, what kind of magic brush is that for hair? The brush is just a regular hard edge brush. The trick is in layer style. Layer style stroke. It basically just gives an outline to your whatever the fuck you have drawn on that layer, you know? When am I gonna let you borrow my brush? Trust me, my brushes aren't really all that useful. Like, I don't really have any specific brushes that are gonna be of use to anybody. Like, I make brushes for a specific thing when I'm make them, you know? Like, it's generally like, hey, I need some leaves, so I'm gonna basically do a very simple leaf brush and then just kind of scatter things around. That's about it. Like, none of my brushes are very kind of useful for anything beyond their very initial purpose, and their very initial purpose tends to be very specific. Like, here's a brush for Ali's glasses. You know, it's just a pair of glasses that I drew that I can then slap onto a layer and then perspective deform. You know. I mean, again, the brush isn't the hair isn't a brush. Like, it's just a basic hard round brush. It comes with every Photoshop. You know, it's just this. You know, the trick isn't in the brush itself. It's layer, new layer, layer style, stroke. You know, it outlines things, and then you can change its color. You can increase its thickness. Yeah, that's the trick. No big brush magic here. It's just yeah, it's just a layered style. Also they have it in Clip Studio. Hey, Rachel. I mean, yeah, like not everything you do is supposed to be for your learning curve. Sometimes you just need to get shit done, you know? It's also why, very often you'll see comic creators copy paste panels or segments of panels. I often copy paste my own backgrounds because it's just faster. You're trying to get a book done. You're trying to tell a story. Not everything is a great artistic challenge. Sometimes it's just a grind. But then you get to points where you can actually get really creative about things, and it balances out. A this new character makes you want to poke the eyes on her wings to see if they're real. I'm pretty sure if you poke the eyes on her wings, they would just multiply. She's not very stable at maintaining convincing shape, so Yet another unrealistic body standard for women. When will it end? Exactly. Nothing that some extra hours at the gym can't fix. Extends neck, twists it around like a fucking anaconda. Totally attainable. Have beauty standards gone too far? Mobility exercises truly are important, yes. With these simple steps, you too can bend your neck like this. Holy shit. Turians out here looking at her, envying that reach and flexibility. They wish they could. chiropractic adjustments gone too far? Find out today. Yeah, you gotta keep what's left of your kidneys functioning. BRB, gotta resupply myself on coffee. File save. Caffeine obtained. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Gary, because humanity is very used to listening to good advice. We're all very very keen to do that, you know. It's like, hey, this looks cool. You probably shouldn't. Okay, then I won't. Does green have a meaning here? I mean, she's a character. There's a point to her look, and the rest you're gonna find out when everybody else does. What's my worst least favorite thing to draw? Cars and motorcycles. Actually, it's just cars. I actually kind of like drawing motorcycles. Um, Not really that they're difficult or boring. It's that it's one of those things where I kind of always have to go looking for actual references for them, because I can bullshit my way through a lot of things, right? Like most of the stuff that I draw, like 99% of it, I'd say, 95%, let's say, is just stuff that where I don't really look for any references. I just kind of draw an approximation of what a thing looks like, you know? I, I, like I said, I bullshit my way through it. Problem is when you do something like cars or like guns as well, like you get a lot of people who are very much into that in a very specific way, where they will fucking recognize everything about it, and they will very eagerly tell you when you did a piss poor job of that. So I make comics about indoorsy fuckers who don't really hang around a lot of cars or guns. And if they hang out around guns, it's usually the people who are in the distant future, and the guns are made up bullshit that I can just draw and not have to look for a reference. Because it's not a matter of pride. I always say, look for references, get references, work from references whenever you can. The problem is finding good references from a specific angle that you need it for an entirety of a comic. Now, thankfully, with the advent of 3D, you can actually, you can basically buy 3D models that people have made so that you can actually rotate them and use those as references. Hell, you can actually, in some of the programs, turn them into line work and just literally paste them into your drawn page and just carry on working from that. But again, that's a whole lot of work that I don't like doing. Yeah, it's kind of like you kind of have to. Like that's the thing. Like it's one of those rare things where people will fucking tell you. They will be like, no, no, that stick shift on that model, fuck you, no. It's just like I don't know, man. I was just drawing a car. Yeah, you're part of a problem. You're one of those people who would notice when I bullshit my way through drawing a gun. This is why I work in superhero comics every now and then just I can just bullshit my way through it. It's like, that's not a real gun. I'm like, they're fighting metahumans. Fuck you. Oh god, a sinking brig. Good luck with that. Those are the kind of moments where I just kind of just like I just crank up my bullshit meter to 2000 and just draw a whole lot of pipes and shit just tilting. Hades is Linda's design, yeah. This is very much the same Hades from Underworld, as comics are completely in continuity with each other. Also in this update is gonna be the first appearance of Apollo. Would I have designed him differently? No. Like, I mean, yeah, I probably would have designed him differently just because, like, we're different artists, but differently doesn't mean it would be better or worse, it'd just be different. Hades had seen so much bullshit today.
What the fuck? He's resigned already. He's like,
It's like, yeah, I mean, it's just,
sounds
it's
like
gonna,
that kind of a day.
it's gonna be one of those days. Bless you. I'm really going with the cursed imagery today. Yeah. Listen, all of these gods are shapeshifters. She's just very open with it. She's a bit she's a bit unsteady, unbalanced. Yeah, you gotta have some unhingedness. I mean, listen. You know, in a conversation, it's important to maintain eye contact. All of the eye contact. Such is a purpose of every good comic, to one day become a series of memes. Also a purpose of every bad comic. I mean, it's the purpose of everything, really. Do I keep a sketchbook? Nah, I just have 3,000 unfinished files per hard disks. That's probably underestimating the number. Only the 3D sculpts already measuring the hundreds at this point. And recently I started working on a 3D model of Ultima Weapon from Final Fantasy XIV because I'm that big of a dork, and since there's no good Ultima Weapon from Final Fantasy XIV as a statue, I was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. Of course, that one I can't sell because it's not my IP, but I'm gonna have a really nice, cool, big statue of Ultima Weapon. So neither, neither. See you, Gary. Have a good one. What do I sculpt that I don't finish and show? Just pretty much a lot of stuff. Just, you know, uh, between my own characters and fan arts and stuff like that, there's a lot. Some stuff from movies, some stuff from, video games, some stuff that's just kind of, most of it is basically my characters and my concepts, from my comics. But yeah, there's other stuff as well. Like I said, this has been my most recent pile of nonsense. Like recently, I was working on Vlad from Linda's Bloodstein. Ignore his dorky legs; these are just placeholder elements. Been working and learning how to do stuff. It's gonna be based on that illustration that I did back to work of him. It's gonna be him and Elliot, and those are gonna be actually 3D printable files that we're gonna be able to release. But yeah, there's that Lightbox recent. And then I've been doing this Lightbox frame. It's gonna take a lot of work, but I will have my big fat tacos. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna build in illumination, so it's gonna have big glowing wings and shit. It's gonna be glorious. And then I'm gonna post it online, and it's gonna become one of those things where people are like, "Where the fuck did you get that?" And I'm gonna be like, "I made it that." Do I retopologize the model? Not really, because I don't need to. What I do is I decimate them for 3D printing, and then, I send them off to a professional that I'm doing a lot of work with these days, Henke. He actually does he does the slicing, preparation, keying, all that stuff, and then he test prints it and sends it my way, and then I actually paint the statues. I actually really love doing that. That's become a massive hobby of mine. Yeah, then I have a Lightbox recent. this one. This one's almost done. It's gonna be one of the next ones that he's gonna slice and dice. Have I tried sculpting in Blender? No, I have no need for it. For my purposes, I need a program that can do high level of actual detail and not, like normal maps and texture stuff. Because like this stuff is not meant for animation; it's meant for 3D printing. So the more polygons I can squeeze into it and do a more detailed actual topology, the better. Me trying to open all these files while in the background my Final Fantasy XIV is still active. I am a smart man. I'm not an idiot at all. And yes, that's a lie. But yeah, I'm working on this one. For some reason, ZBrush has forgotten what a material is supposed to look like and turned all the ropes into neon blue. Kinda cool, gives it a bit of a cyberpunk vibe. But yeah, this is gonna be also a statue that I'm gonna 3D print and paint, and I'm gonna release as a printable STL. That and a fuck ton of other files. Like I got so much of it at this point. It's not even funny. I just have to finish it all. But back to the actual work that I need to be doing now. Hey, Punisher. Thanks, Brown Brick. Yeah, she's got that World of Warcraft elf eyebrows. And that Beetlejuice neck. It's like, I can't be seen with these kind of weirdos. It's gonna damage my reputation.
And this is why I never go to parties.
Exactly. This is why he avoids parties. That's the reason.
That's the reason. I need that as a sticker, you know.
What?
I need that as a sticker.
Hey, how about this one?
Yep.
The absolute concern. I'm having a lot of fun with her.
That's amazing.
Listen, she's looking around.
Parents told her in the end she became a giraffe.
Yeah, she became a giraffe. Yeah. Oh man. All right, that's been about 2 hours now. It's time for me to take a break and get some food because I am hungry. So thank you all for being here and see you soon because I gotta freaking